Cheryl Ladd as Kris Munroe. Kate Jackson as Sabrina Duncan. John Forsythe was called in at the last minute to voice Charlie when the original actor who had been cast turned out to have a drinking problem. Producer Aaron Spelling called Forsythe past midnight on a Friday and begged him to come to the studio immediately, as the pilot was to be broadcast after the weekend. Forsythe ended up recording his first voiceover in his pajamas. Jaclyn Smith as Kelly Garrett. David Doyle as John Bosley. David Doyle died of a heart attack in 1997 at the age of 67. John Forsythe was uncredited throughout the series. Forsythe thought it would add more mystery to the show. If he had been credited, it would have had to say voice only, because a stand-in was used whenever Charlie's partial back was filmed. A lot of writers were fired from the show because the stars were always demanding better scripts. Tanya Roberts as Julie Rogers. Tanya Roberts died of sepsis due to urinary tract infection in 2021 at the age of 71. Soon-Tek Oh as Lieutenant Torres. Soon-Tek Oh died of complications from Alzheimer's disease in 2018 at the age of 86. Kelly Garrett was the only angel to last the entire series. Between season 1 and 2, Jaclyn appeared to have had a bit work done, albeit subtle looking yet forever more drastically altering her face. Kelly's eyes were big and round in season 1, whereas they are, all of a sudden, much smaller and almond-shaped in season 2. This is achieved via a mini brow lift. A shorter haircut for Kelly helped to further conceal the puzzling changes to her appearance, but, whereas she obviously looked youthful and juvenile in season 1, her face, all of a sudden, became way more mature and sophisticated just a mere couple months later, in season 2. Farrah Fawcett as Jill Munroe. Farrah Fawcett died of anal cancer in 2009 at the age of 62. Shelley Hack as Tiffany Wells. The Angels all drove Ford automobiles. Jill, and later Kris, drove a Cobra, Kelly drove a Mustang, and Sabrina drove a Pinto. For the record, Bosley drove a Thunderbird. When Farrah Fawcett left the series, her absence was explained by having her character Jill become a professional racing driver on the Grand Prix circuit in Europe. Kate Jackson's absence was explained by having Sabrina getting married and starting a family. Joseph Hacker as Carl Nichols. Richard Bacallion as Artie Weaver. Richard Bacallion died of cerebral hemorrhage in 2015 at the age of 84. The third season of the show was the only season to not feature a major cast change. Jaclyn Smith criticized Farrah Fawcett for backing out of her Angels commitment. In interviews, she said, "I didn't think it was the right thing to do. I mean, you have a contract." Fawcett countered by saying it's a well-generated myth that I was violating a contract.